Hello, boys and girls. I hope you've brushed your teeth, you've washed your face, and you're ready for your story. Tonight's story is going to be called How Do You Fly an Aeroplane? So, Little Ted and Andrex had recently been down to the scrapyard because, well, they were bored and they wanted to do something. And, well, they had a discussion on what to make, and they decided to make an airplane. So, that's what they did. And finally, after weeks of bobbling and hobbling and spannering and hammering and bashing and clashing and sparks flying everywhere and some burnt stuff and burnt down wood, it was finally finished. Now, the first thing they had to do was test it. So that's just what they did. They took it for a fly. But the thing is, it didn't. It just bumped along the runway. But that was because they hadn't switched on the engines yet. They'd used the motors of an old car that still worked. And they also used the metal from an old pickup truck, a Toyota pickup truck specifically, and the engines from 2 old cars. Yes, more old cars, I know. And then when they switched it on, whoosh! It flew off the runway, and they were flying in the air. But once they got into the air, they came across a very serious problem indeed. Neither of them knew how to fly an aeroplane. And they had to find out quickly, because with only the engines, because they were heading straight for a massive forest with very tall trees. Eventually, with all the arguing, Andrex accidentally fell on the button and pushed it. It was an accident. And then, guess what happened? He activated the throttle, which made it go even faster. Whoosh! They were now heading towards the mountain at top speed. Quickly, Little Ted grabbed the joystick and pulled up. Well, he pulled the joystick towards him. But in doing this, he almost broke it. And because of that, they did a loop-the-loop, and they headed the wrong way. And they were upside down as well, which wasn't very good. So, Andrex let go, and he pushed it forward. But then they were heading back towards the mountain. So he jiggled, then Andrex grabbed onto the joystick and jiggled it left and forward. Basically forward left. So it swerved off so it turned, and this time it was going back towards Doggyville and the Doggyville scrapyard. Now, they had another problem. They had to find an airport. Now, Doggyville doesn't actually have an airport, so they had to find the old runway, or at least somewhere that they could land on. Like the odd patch of grass. Luckily, Doggyville has a field, but unfortunately, it has loads of holes, because that was where they found lots and lots of fossils, which made Doggyville famous. So it is sacred. No one is allowed to go into that place. Now, there wasn't any other odd-built grass anyway. So they looked for a place to land. But the only place they could find was the town square. So they decided to vertically land there, since they had built a tilt rotor, because Andrex had said so. They turned the rotors up and they came down vertically. Only they forgot that they had just used all their fuel. Woo! Crash! Bang! Flop! Splash! And the plane exploded. Boom! And the fountain exploded. Boom! And then everyone's minds exploded. Boom! Lol. And then Andrex and Little Ted were like, oh my god! And then Little Ted was like, oh, I can't look. And then Andrex was like, look, you softy, look what we've done. And then Little Ted said, at least we are in one piece. Andrex said, well, the plane isn't. And it was true. The plane was in ruins. Well, that's the end of our flying adventures, said Little Ted. Now what do we do? I don't know, said someone. Well, someone in the crowd. Said Andrex. Said Little Ted. And eventually they came to the conclusion that they would go back home. So that was what they did. Now, boys and girls, that was the story. I hope you liked it. Thank you for listening. Please keep up the support and everything, because it really helps. And I will see you soon in the next story. And dream of airplanes.